Hey guys, this is the Berkley KREJ, and you might have heard about it by now. If you haven't, this is something you definitely need to be throwing, especially around herring lakes. So let me show you guys how far this bait will cast, because it's like shooting a bow and arrow. This thing will, I'm telling you right now, we have our active target set at 150 feet and it won't pick it up out there. I think you can cast it, I'm gonna say pretty conservatively, like 170 to 180 feet. So number one thing about it is how far it casts. I don't think you own any other bait that'll cast as far as this thing. And accurately too, super, super accurate. But my favorite way to fish it is probably not what it was made for, but it works so well, you guys gotta know about it. This is reeling it on top, waking it on the surface. You can see right there, it looks just like a little injured herring or a little injured bait fish. And we are on Lake Guntersville right now, but over at Smith Lake, Chateau, Lanier, Murray, any of these herring style lakes or bait, fish that are getting on bait, not that far under the surface, right? So even, I don't know, probably Table Rock or something like that. If they're schooling, anything like that, this is gonna be a bait you wanna add to your arsenal. And for getting that kind of casting distance, I think your setup is really important. So we have it on a 7.6 medium heavy moderate action rod. This is a winch rod. It was made for treble hook baits because it does have small treble hooks on there, right? Those are number 4 treble hooks. This is straight out of the package. You don't need to change anything, straight out of the pack. We have 12-pound fluorocarbon, and then we have a fast Revo Premier bait casting reel. So again, guys, bomb it out there. Let's say the fish were down there like 30 feet, right? This bait sinks. So what I would do is I'm gonna watch it on the graph, watch it on active target. I'm gonna get it down to, let's say if they're at 30, I would try and get it down to about 20, just past them. So not right on top of them, but just past them. And then what I would wanna do is watch it, watch it, watch it. Okay, it's just past them. I'm gonna start reeling. And my goal is to reel it somewhere between 7 and 11 feet above their head, assuming the water's fairly clear. And that's gonna get their attention, right? So if they're sitting on a brush pile or they're just sitting on a drop or whatever out there, that's gonna get their attention where they're all gonna start following the bait. And what you don't wanna do, what a lot of people will do, is they'll stop and they'll start trying to work the bait. In that case, you actually wanna start reeling the bait even a little bit faster. You're trying to trigger like the predatoriness of the fish, if that's a word. You want them to think that that bait fish is getting away. It's not gonna stop and get right back in their face. You want them to think it's getting away, and they're gonna turn up the gas and they're gonna try and compete with it, get to it, and then compete with each other to actually try and eat it. So again, long casts are key. We're talking a clear water bait. So the distance that you can cast this bait is huge. I like to set my active target at 150 feet. That way, if I can see them at 120, I know that I can throw this bait past them. I feel like 100's too close, especially with all the pressure active target fish are getting now, forward-facing fish are getting. You have to stay further off of them and make longer casts, and that's why I like this bait so much. And if you watched any of the Lake Murray Bassmaster Elite this year in 2024, there were some dudes smashing on the KREJ in that tournament. So it's been a little bit of a secret. It's not really as much of a secret anymore, but it's still not enough people throwing it. And it's something you have to add to your arsenal if you're fishing for schooling fish or any of the herring type of lakes. But again, long cast, guys, reel it fast, keep it on the surface. You gotta watch your active target with it. And even if you don't have it, to be honest, you can make such long casts and cover so much water because you fish it so fast that even if you don't have forward-facing sonar, active target, whatever, just get out there and get on a point where you know there's some bait and just make those long casts and just cover as much water as possible. That's a beautiful thing about it. Active target's gonna help you catch more, but even if you don't have it, you're still gonna catch fish with the KREJ. It's just about fishing fast and covering as much water as possible. So it's a unique bait, it looks different. I know a lot of people have bought them and they're like, man, how do I even fish that thing? If you fish it as a wake bait up near the surface, you are gonna catch fish on this bait. And just get you a setup like this, 12-pound line. You could throw 15, but again, they're small hooks, so you don't wanna go too heavy. I think 12 is the perfect spot. But anyway, that's the Berkley KREJ, guys, the 100 size. Maybe there'll be some new sizes added in the future. I don't know yet, but the 100 for now is a fish catcher, and you want to make sure you're throwing it this fall. That's why we're putting the video out right now. This is the time to be throwing it. So we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.